burn without the fire department around. But here's another shop that is being looted. It looks like it's Alta Vio store there on Melrose, and they're going in and out and taking advantage of the situation there as well.
Okay, let's go to Eric Leonard, our investigative reporter, and he had such insight and some new information. Eric.
Yeah, Kathy, wanted to just button up a few other issues with the police response to this tonight. We've heard now have been injured. Doesn't sound like terribly seriously, but one of the injuries was considered far more serious than the others. They were treated around the scene mostly for being struck with rocks, bottles, that sort of thing. Additionally, in the last 30 minutes, as police have begun to make more arrests, just like we were watching at that business a few minutes ago, one of the people they arrested was armed with a handgun. And we're told that that may have changed the way some of the officers are interacting with people they're taking into custody. They were certainly surprised to find a handgun in the middle of the protest. But that has definitely changed the nature of their interaction with some of the people that they're starting to pull away from the crowd and put in handcuffs. Lastly, last night we know that the LAPD made over 500 arrests. Most of those handled through citations where people were released the same night. It sounds like about 500 people were both cited and released. Only about 18 were held in custody. Those were the small minority who were booked on suspicion of more serious felonies. One of the concerns that the police department has expressed to us is that the people that were in custody were let go right away. The people who caused some of the trouble last night we saw in downtown LA were let go immediately, essentially because there is no bail for the types of violations that people were being held on, so they were out immediately, and they were worried that some of the same crowd that was causing trouble last night might be part of the crowd causing trouble tonight.
Eric, we heard reports as well today that some of the people arrested last night were found to have weapons. I'm not sure about guns, but knives and things like that. We also heard reports that a couple of the officers may have lost their clubs. Any word on that?
Well, there were a few more significant incidents. The most serious by far was at 6th and Broadway last night. That's when officers were set up in a line across the street, just like we're seeing tonight, pushing demonstrators down the street in one particular direction, and a man in a car drove through the line of police officers. They got out of the way. One officer fired at the car with a 40-millimeter less than lethal round. It's like a compressed foam cylinder that comes hurtling at you, and if it were to hit you, it feels like somebody has slugged you very, very hard. They fired that at the car. The car kept going. It sounds like one officer drew his pistol and fired 6 shots. The driver was eventually found and stopped, and they booked the driver on suspicion of attempted murder. That was by far the most serious. As to your question, yes, as people were being processed through the booking procedure, they were being searched, they were being identified, and during that, a number of people were found with pocket knives. That's not terribly unusual. And as far as officers losing equipment, when you've got hundreds and hundreds of officers tussling with people in chaotic situations, all kinds of stuff falls off. We heard there was a two-way radio that was lost, handcuffs were lost, and yes, it does sound like a couple of them may have lost their batons, their PR-24 batons, not the collapsible batons that fold up and they carry on their duty belts.
Got it.
All right, Eric Leonard, thank you so much for all of your information. As we were just watching from News Chopper 4 Bravo, we saw all that looting at that watch shop. People, again, just as we saw at the shoe shop, going in and taking items away, just one after another, non-stop, and no one there to stop them as the curfew now in effect for all of LA, and yet we're seeing people on the street still at this hour, and a lot of stores being looted.
You know, Kathy, I just heard from Chuck Henry again, that store that was being looted, Altivo, A-L-T-I-V-O. He says it's a high-end watch store. which might explain while people are trying to get in and out of there. And it also had one of those metal gates that we saw at the shoe store. Somehow they were able to raise that, and you see people running out. Gil, is this another place?
This is a different place, Gil, right?
Yeah, yet another one, Kathy and Colleen. This is the Adidas store, 8,000 block of Melrose. So well to the west of that high-end watch shop that we were just watching. People coming in and out of what we understand is the Adidas store. And as we get closer, we'll get a better shot for you. But you see them coming in and out. The lights look like they're on, and or at least the frontage is. And you see people coming in and out there with a tighter shot as I zoom in. People just coming in and out. It looks like they busted through the front doors, or busted through the glass, I should say. You see the glass on the floor there, and people running to get shoes and other accessories out of that store. But again, it is the Adidas store, 8,000 block of Melrose. No police around at this point. The airship overhead is aware of it, but they have multiple sites here along Melrose that's being looted at this time.
Yeah, they moved now from that high-end watch shop, and now they're going in here just as easy as can be. And we're just watching those advertisements, that picture of merchandise just moving as they make their way past it. There's no door left there at all. It is easy access, and they're also, it looks like, as you said, the gate is up. They're crawling under that gate there on the right side.
Yeah, this has been a long day, and it promises to be an even longer evening. Let me just add this as well. LA Metro, we're just getting word, LA Metro is going to suspend all transit services tonight to resume at 5:30 on Sunday morning, tomorrow morning. They just sent us an email to let us know that. So, Robert, once again, you've been tracking some of the information just west of this area, Beverly Hills. What do you have? Do you have anything on the National Guard as well?
We can tell you that it's all quiet on the Western Front comparatively to, the Los Angeles. So here's what's going on right now in Beverly Hills. It appears that they are dispersing. There's pockets of trouble here and there. That's what they tell us right now. Just spoke with the city. Captain Ed Ramirez, who is the commander of the West Hollywood Sheriff's Department, says they did have problems earlier that protesters had surrounded the sheriff's station there at the intersection of San Vicente and Santa Monica Boulevard in West Hollywood. He said the problem with what happening right now in West Hollywood, as this curfew for West Hollywood and Beverly Hills is underway and has been underway since 8 o'clock, is that they have pockets of people who are now going, when I say pockets, maybe 2, maybe 3 people, going and vandalizing businesses there. So they have rolling patrols out in West Hollywood, in Beverly Hills, trying to stop the pockets of people that you see right now in the Fairfax district, but in smaller numbers. But it is going on now as you push west, and that is what they are trying to control. If you are home tonight, just to underline what Mayor Garcetti said earlier, that he encourages you have to stay home. A curfew order isn't in place. Just stay home, be vigilant. Don't get involved, don't engage.
Is that a TV?
That is a TV monitor.
It looks like Washington, D.C., they're firing tons of tear gas, and everybody's running.
Shoes, expensive watches, and now this store.
Austin, Texas looks really bad, too.
What plans are going to be in place for tomorrow? Well, the city of LA is already looking at tomorrow, and it looks like you may be spending more time at home than you realize. NBC4 has now learned that they are getting ready to shut down some key attractions. Griffith Park, we have now just been told, will be shut down tomorrow. As well
Damn,
as
Austin is shooting fireworks.
Shut down tomorrow. No one is going to go there. All those gates will be locked for
Robert,
either of those places.
It's the irony of it all. We're getting, we're coming to this point of COVID-19 when things were starting to open, and now shutting them down for a totally different reason.
Well, and of course, social distancing has gone out the window. The face masks have gone out the window. This is going to be something that we're probably going to be discussing in weeks after this. But right now, we have the National Guard, as we told you a short time ago, on its way to Los Angeles. 100,000 members of the National Guard. This is just one city in the nation. From people that I know across back east and down south are saying we're watching what is going on right now in Los Angeles. This has been a focal point for the nation right now with these locations that are so well known in so many places. The Grove, iconic, Fairfax District, home of Farmers Market, Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills. And Kathy and Colleen, as we talked about for hours now, this was the purpose and the intention of many demonstrators throughout the day that said they wanted to hit these areas that are well known.